Welcome to this week's Garage Devotional. I'm Ted. I pastor Connect Church in Ventura, California. Today we're continuing our series in Coffee Time with Solomon, and we're going to be looking at Proverbs 12:14, Proverbs 12:19, and Proverbs 13:12 through 15. And we're just going to pull some nuggets out of these that'll help us, I think, in our everyday life. The first one is the power of our words. How many of us remember the saying when we were kids, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me"? How many of us, as we grew up and became adults, learned that certain words could deeply hurt us and affect our lives forever? There's great power in words to hurt or to heal, to bless or to harm. Proverbs 12:14 and Proverbs 12:19 says this, "From the fruit of his mouth a man is satisfied with good, and the work of man's hands come back to him. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but a moment." Our words are mighty. They're a mighty tool for good, or they are a mighty tool and a weapon for harm and hurt. They can be a scalpel in our hands to bring restoration, healing, and encouragement that will help us, or they could be a scalpel that cuts and hurts and wounds our hearts and our spirits. Let's listen to our words this week and see how many of them are positive, uplifting words, kind words, instructive words that help others and that brought laughter to people's lives. And let's also look at what words were angry words, mean words, belittling words, hurtful words, dismissal words. And then let's kind of go through that list and choose to get rid of the hurtful, belittling words, those words that would harm. And let's strengthen the positive words that bless others and help others and encourage others and lift others up. Let's determine to eliminate the destructive words in our life, to replace them with words that will lift up and encourage and build others up. Also, let's do the same with our thoughts. How many of us know negative thoughts are going to produce harm in our life, and that's going to produce harm in others' lives? There's a saying that says that speak words of life, not death. Injuries that come from words can last a lifetime, producing pain, poor self-esteem that will result from that, lacking to thrive in our lives. Negative thoughts produce negative thinking that results in a negative image of our lives and ourselves. Let's endeavor to speak things and speak words that will build up. Speak words of life this week to ourselves and to others. Secondly, hope in Jesus and his word is a spiritual tree that gives life. That's what he tells us in these next passages. When we anchor our hope in Jesus, we have an ongoing source for renewal and resource in our life. Proverbs 13:12 through 15 says this, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Whoever despises the word brings destruction on himself, but he who reveres the commandment will be rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life that may turn away from the snares of death. Good sense wins favor." That's a good one. "But the way of the treacherous is their ruin." We need to put hope into our lives. When we put hope aside, then treachery comes in our life. We begin to produce negative things that will produce death in our life, spiritually, physically, all the way around in our life. The hope to refer to in this passage, though, is the hope that is found in Jesus, the hope that is found in Jesus' word. When Jesus' word is read and put into action, it will result in hope and peace and guidance. When we open up our lives to receive wisdom and receive advice from others, it will produce refreshing and an ongoing resource in our lives. Lastly, we are to learn how to cultivate good sense. Have you heard of or have you known somebody who just lacked all common sense? I think most of us have. The good news for all of us is that we can learn common sense. It starts with the word of Jesus, by gathering others around us who have common sense and wisdom. Remember, who we regularly hang out with, we will and regularly listen to, and do we regularly do life with. These are the ones who will either produce wisdom and common sense in our lives, or will make fools out of us. We are to choose our friends and mentors wisely. If not, we'll always be in the same struggle, the same trouble over and over again, resulting in lack of resource. Solomon tells us that through Jesus' word and doing life with those who are wise, we'll have an ongoing resource in our life. The imagery here is of the original tree of life in the garden. In other words, the analogy here is it'll be an ongoing source in our lives. If we put people in our lives who have wisdom and we follow the word of Jesus, it'll put resource in our lives ongoing. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week.